Muslims will take this message. When I say to them, Osama bin Laden or Mullah Omar, what good is inside them is good.
These are the words of a respected Muslim leader here in Ireland. Tonight we reveal how he's spreading this radical message.
How dare he teach in an Irish school the ideology of the extremists?
We investigate Ireland's role in jihad in Iraq and the growing tensions about this inside the Muslim community here.
We need to accept that. Yes, we have a problem in our community. We should come forward with courage to stop this terrorism.
The level of radicalism is not to cause any worry at all.
We reveal why intelligence chiefs in America believe a European cell of Al-Qaeda is being run from Ireland.
There are some people who are in Ireland who are working at the behest and in support of extremist objectives to include terrorist attacks.
The American intelligence has proved time after time that they have fabricated information about many people.
We question America's claim that an unemployed Dublin journalist could be the Irish head of Al-Qaeda. And we hear of the growing anxiety of ordinary Muslims about living amongst suspicious minds. In multicultural Ireland, Muslims feature in all walks of life. The community of 62 nationalities is barely recognisable from the one which first emerged in the 1950s. Numbers were small up until the 1970s, when Muslims praying in front rooms was still a source of curiosity here.
This is part of Galway's Muslim community. Their place of worship at the moment is a terraced house called Tír na nÓg.
By the 1990s, the community had mushroomed, with new arrivals of business people, students and asylum seekers. The estimated 40,000 Muslims now here represent one of the most ethnically diverse Islamic communities in Europe. They have brought with them a unique style, tradition and culture. In Dublin, the community is dominated by the imposing mosque in Clonskee. There's also the official Dublin Mosque on South Circular Road. The minority Shia community have their own mosque at Milltown. Prayer halls have also sprung up in Galway, Cork, Limerick and in other towns. The community is clearly growing on one level, but is being held back on another. Allegations about Islamic extremism have dogged the Muslim community for many years. But last August, the claims reached a new pitch, and this time the claims came from a fellow Muslim, a controversial cleric called Shahid Satardeen, who talked about an ocean of fundamentalism, and he touched a raw nerve within the Muslim community.
The reaction was very bad because they needed to stand with me because they know they're extremists here in this country. They know they're extremists. They had to say, yes, he's right, but maybe not to that extent, but we will deal with it, we will try to curtail it, and we will try to minimize the extremism in this country. I met different communities of them, different leaders of the Muslim community, and I listened to them, and that made me shiver. There is a mindset of violence, there's a mindset of radicalism, there's a mindset of extremism.
Rose, Muhannad, come on guys, prayer time.
Islamic extremism is a world away for most Irish Muslims, like the Bukhatwa family. For them, Islam is part of their daily lives. It's a unifying influence, which starts every morning before dawn.
Allahu Akbar. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
There's nothing strict about it. It's 5 prayers. Like a prayer doesn't take a couple of minutes, so it's not something huge. I find that it keeps you in contact with God.
Fahim first came to Ireland in 1973 from Libya as a young aircraft mechanic, and he found a country very different to his own.
Ireland has traditionally been relatively closed society. When I came back in the 70s, there were very few foreigners indeed in this country.
Fahim lives with his wife Alam and their 5 children in Knockline in Dublin.
What time do you finish today? School? No, please.
I finish at 12 today.
In Islam, the family is an important thing. Actually, it's part of our religion to have a family and to have children. And for me, it's important because I have nobody here. My sister and my mom is away, and my children, my husband is important, so important for me here.
Fahim and Alam send their children to state schools rather than Ireland's 2 Islamic schools.
It's just something I do not fully agree with, that Muslims should have their own separate schools, Muslim schools.
You got your lunchbox, Rose?
Yeah.
And you, Asil?
No.
The more they are integrated, the better it is for them, for the entire society. They will not be suspicious of one another. These kids, they're really more Irish now than any other nationality. They learn the Irish language and they play Irish games. They socialise with Irish kids. A lot of their friends are Irish. I feel a little strange talking about it because to them, this idea, we are integrating Irish society, it doesn't occur to them. As far as they're concerned, they are part of this society. They are this society.
The Bukatwas are keen to see that their children keep in touch with their roots in Islam. At weekends, they go to the Libyan school, based at the mosque in Clonskee, where they're taught the Arab curriculum.
The children need to learn Arabic to do their prayer and to read the Quran, and they can't do that without Libyan school. It's so important to us. I'm teaching 5th class. Last year I used to teach Arabic and religion, and this year I'm teaching geography and history.
I want them to integrate, but I don't want them to forget about their identity and about their background, their culture, their religion. For them to be suitable to be radicalized or pulled into different groups, such circumstances does not exist yet in Ireland. So if they're happy in this society, which my kids are, if they're getting their fair chance, if they're getting their education, and when the time for jobs come, they'll have a fair opportunity like everybody else. If somebody comes to talk to them and say, that's, Ireland is a bad society, they'll tell them it's not. It's our society, it's a good society.
Primetime and the Irish Independent have carried out an opinion poll of Irish Muslims, the first of its kind. The survey shows that Muslims feel a strong attachment to their religion, but feel accepted by Irish society. The poll by Lansdowne Market Research shows that 73% of Muslims feel completely integrated into Irish society. 65% feel that Islam is compatible with the Irish way of life. But when asked whether Ireland would be better off under Sharia law, which legally requires strict obedience to Islamic principles, 36% said yes. The survey also found that most Muslims had not heard of Shahid Sadruddin's claim that there was extremism in Ireland, and only 2% of those who had heard of Sadruddin's claim believed him.
Do you know about this man, Shahid Sadruddin, the cleric who said there is a problem with Muslim extremism in Ireland?
Actually, I didn't hear about him, but I don't think so. There is a terrorism here. Most of the people came here to get a peace, actually. They were busy with their children.
That was the first I've heard of him, and I've been here for over 30 years. This guy does not represent Islam. He does not represent the Muslim society nor the Muslim people. I don't